what do you cling to? I think when that question comes before me, what do I cling to? I think of, one of those round flotation devices that get thrown out to somebody when they're drowning. You cling to this thing because it's your only hope to survive in this storm or wherever you find yourself. You cling to what is going to preserve your life, what is going to save you from death. And the more we realize that God's ways are the ways that lead to life, the more we cling to him. And you can take that and you can translate that, to just following the commands of God, the way that's laid out to us in Scripture. But there's also this relationship with his Spirit that he invites us into, where we're actually a people who are leaning in to hear what the Spirit's saying to us, what the voice of the Spirit is leading us to do. And I'm telling you, when we learn to follow that, that is the way that leads to life. And so in this wilderness season, I really believe there's this thing that God is doing that we can see throughout the story, see it in this scripture, and even see it at work in our own lives over this last year particularly. Whereas these things that we once relied on are no more, we start to discover that God's enough, that he's more than enough, that he's satisfying, that he is the source of life, that he's the source of joy, of hope, of all that we need for our sustenance. It's in him. And we start to realize that in this life, it's not about God plus a good job, God plus abundant wealth, God plus health. It's those things are good and those blessings are great, but ultimately God himself is enough. God himself is more than enough. And there is this devotion of heart that he's developing in us through a wilderness season.